Hey guys, what's going on? This is John, Gamester81, and this is episode 72 of the AllGenGamers podcast. I'm joined with Jason Heine.
Hi, everybody.
We have Pete Dorr. Pete, what's going on, man?
Not too much. What's up?
Johnny Millennium is in his house. What's going on, Johnny?
Not too much. What's up?
This is episode 2 of our user appreciation contest, and we have AJ, also known as Only Use My Feet. AJ, what's going on?
Hey guys, what's up? Only Use My Feet here.
AJ, you've got a unique story, and I've seen your videos, and man, you are very skilled with one particular part of your body. Why don't you explain to us what is it that you do and how you're unique in your gameplay?
Sure. Well, I am a disabled gamer. I'm in a wheelchair. I have a disability called arthrogryposis, which pretty much means I can only use my feet to play video games. I cannot walk. I cannot use my hands, but I can still kick ass at video games. And I just uploaded a video this morning that shows me at an arcade playing video games with my feet.
An amazing video, by the way.
Yeah, we were actually just watching that. We were watching you rip it up in Terminator.
What arcade was that?
GameWorks Arcade in Newport.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And just so people that are listening can kind of go there right now and check it out, so they have an idea. Before we get into the show, his channel is spelled Only Use Me Feet, so ONLYUSEMEFEET. So you can check out his videos there.
Definitely.
Thanks.
So how long you been playing games, AJ?
Really, as long as I can remember. When I was little, it was one of the ways my family found out that's how I can do light, you know? So It was one of the first things I've ever done, and it stuck with me ever since then.
What was the first game you ever remember playing?
I actually think about this quite often, but I believe it was X-Men on the Super Nintendo, the really cool one by Capcom.
Nice.
Was that the arcade game?
No, it was a beat 'em up by Capcom. It had Street Fighter like inputs. It's a really unique and fun game.
It's a fighting game, kind of? Or is it?
It's like a side-scrolling action game. It's really cool.
Sounds
I
cool.
think of that. I'm just trying to think of that one.
Yeah, because I know X-Men Arcade.
This Konami makes that, though, not
Yeah,
Capcom.
but
The arcade
the
one.
Capcom one.
It's Mutant Apocalypse, X-Men the Mutant Apocalypse. That's the full name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. So AJ, do you find that there's one particular controller that's easier to use than the other, and what, like how does the Wii work and all that?
Well, motion controls are obviously the hardest thing for me. I cannot even play the Kinect because they didn't really design that for me. But motion controls, I just kind of fudge it up, I guess. Sometimes I don't do what you're supposed to do, but it still works. I mean, I played Twilight Princess, Wii Sports, some of the things, so it's decent. I haven't tried the Motion Plus yet, though.
Yeah, well, you know what's really funny about, with the Wii, like Wii Sports in particular, like, when the Wii first came out, I know, I was like the instigator. I would always stand there, like, okay, everyone, you have to stand like you're really golfing, okay, for this to work right. You have to swing, or you have to actually act like you're bowling, to do it. And then, as time went on, I realized, yeah, you don't really. So, I would come out what I call the patented wrist flick, and we would just sit there on the couch, and we'd just be flicking our wrists. And, getting strikes and hole-in-ones and all this sort of thing. So that's really the thing is, you don't necessarily need to even do the motions to play, games like that. You just kind of swing the remote. So that's really cool.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think you're missing out on anything on the Kinect. It's not a machine that I'm really dying to go out and get myself. So
Except for Disneyland Adventures. That's
except for
great.
Disneyland Adventures, the game of the year for
Game
Game
of the
Street.
year.
$10 hot dog,
Yes.
corn dogs. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But what would you say your favorite game of all time is?
That one's easy. Super Metroid. And I'm so happy I actually have a game to say is my favorite.
Nice.
That's a great game. And what do you think? Why is it your favorite game? I can probably say my reasons. I'm curious to hear yours.
Really, the big reason for me is I just can't find any faults with that game. I try, and it's just flawless. I don't know.
The one thing that Super Metroid always gets me is the music. is so haunting. Even all these years later, every time I hear that music, first of all, it always takes me back to when I first played it, but it's just so haunting and so atmospherically perfect for the game. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how they could have made music any better at that time for that game. So super impressive game, very much so.
Definitely.
So would you say the Super Nintendo is one of your favorite systems? Because it's the second time you've kind of mentioned it, brought it up.
No, I'm actually kind of a Sega guy. It's just the one I grew up with. The
Nice.
Dreamcast would probably get my favorite.
Yeah.
Nice. How does that controller work?
It's a little big. I'm not a big fan of the triggers or where the start button's located, but for the games I play, it works out fine. Shooters, fighters, works okay.
Right on.
Out of all the controllers that you've played, like what is ideal? Like what is the best?
Oh, for like overall design, probably the Sega Saturn. It's my favorite. I really love the feel of it. But for shooters and all, it probably PC controls. I don't have a gaming PC, but I can do the mouse and keyboard just fine.
Have you ever had to modify a controller to make it work better for you? Or do you just use like straight up standard controller?
Well, when I was little, my toes were really stubby. So I remember with Metroid Prime, I had to do this rig where I put clamps on my wheelchair footplate. You can see that in some of the videos. And I used that to lock on to the enemies or whatever. And then I just kind of rub the controller against the clamp and run around that way.
It's really cool.
So speaking of Pete, you were talking about custom controllers. AJ, have you ever contacted companies about doing custom controllers for you? Because there are companies that do that.
No, not myself. What I try to do is contact companies to add custom button remapping for video games. That's what I try to push.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, because they really don't do any mapping for the most part on consoles. As a kind of a PC thing.
Yeah, sadly. And it should be on consoles, in my opinion, but it's not. They have some stupid reasons for it, too.
How long have you been doing videos on YouTube, AJ?
I started perhaps before some of you, but in like 2008, but my videos were horrible. So I recently moved channels back in June, and I deleted most of my videos. I saved a couple, and yeah, so I'm just going right now from there.
Do you ever get like any random, when you play online, like trash talkers and like you own them and then they talk back to you and you're like, well, I just beat you with my feet. You like any stories like that at all?
Yeah.
I've been invited to a couple 1v1 lobbies in Call of Duty, then I beat the kid and I'm like, I just beat you with my feet, but other than that, not really. Not too much.
They'd be like, hey, you asshole. Johnny, you do it good. Johnny, you, hey,
I hate those
hey, you
kids.
little shit.
As I say, like that kid we were playing Gears of War with, and he's like, what's the biggest gun you ever shot? Like, yeah.
I've shot a fucking cannon.
Yeah, I blew up the fucking moon.
So what does it matter? Yeah.
So that's why you went to Las Vegas to go shoot those big
cannons.
sniper rifles so that you can get back at that kid.
Yeah.
What's the biggest gun you've ever shot? An Uzi 9mm. No.